Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. I am Marini Pirna Damayanti, representing STKIP Muhammadiyah Pagar. Today, we'll discuss a global crisis that affects everyone: climate change. Did you know that over 80% of the world's energy still come from fossil fuels, even though scientists have warned about the dangers of rising emissions for decades? Climate change isn't just an environmental issue anymore. It's creating division between countries, political parties, and even communities. Let's take a closer look at how this problem is plaguing the world. Climate change has become a highly debated issue, especially in developed countries. In the United States, for example, around 60% of the population believe climate change is a major threat. However, political parties remain deeply divided. Democrats push for green energy investment, while Republicans often prioritize economic growth and energy independence. This has delayed critical policies, even as natural disasters like hurricanes and wildfires cost billions of dollars in damage each year. On a global scale, the divisions are even more serious. The European Union has set a goal to reduce carbon emission by 55% by 2030, but countries like China and India, two of the biggest polluters, are focusing more economic growth. China alone emits more than 30% of the world's CO2 annually. Meanwhile, smaller and poorer nations like island countries in the Pacific are already facing rising sea level and extreme weather. They argue that wealthier countries responsible to the majority of historical emissions should bear the cost of fixing the problem. Climate change also impacts global resources and migrations. The United Nations estimates that over 1 billion people could be at risk of water shortage by 2050 due to climate-related droughts. In Africa and the Middle East, extreme weather is already disrupting agriculture, forcing families to move in search of food and safety. This creates new challenges for neighboring countries that are not always prepared to handle the influx of climate migrants. Finally, climate policies are starting to affect international trade. For example, the European Union has introduced carbon tariff, which tax imported goods based on their environmental impact. While this encourages cleaner production, it has caused tension with major exporters like the United States and China. Such policies could reshape the global economy, creating both opportunities and conflicts. Climate change is more than an environmental issue. It's a political, social, and economic challenge that tests the world's ability to work together. The scientists warn that we have less than a decade to prevent the worst effect. The question remains, can nations overcome the differences? Or will this division only depend? The future depends on the decision we make now. I am Marini Pirna. Thank you for your time and take care. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.